about to low out. A kid got choked out, blows were stoned, and a fucking fight broke out. Come on, motherfucker! Can we just all get along so I can put piggies on the chest like little Sean? Get a pissy drunk over.
Hey guys, Zach Coleman here. I'm here with Dr. Tyrel Detweiler. We are going to be doing some, not activation,
Reflexive performance reset.
Reflexive performance reset. This is a method of therapy for athletes and stuff that kind of was brought to us by Cal Dietz and then J.L. Holdsworth. Actually learned it from him. They've held some seminars. Tyrel's at one of the seminars, and he's been practicing it in his own practice lately. And this will be my second time getting it done, and it has really helped me so far. I've been deadlifting with less pain, and I've noticed a lot of things from it. I don't know if you want to go into a little bit more.
Yeah, so it just depends on how adamant you've been on kind of paying attention to the strength sports community. But essentially, what kind of happened, the RPR got set up here. Actually brought over from South Africa. A guy, Chris Corfus, is a lot of track athletes, high school track athletes over in Illinois. He kind of jumped on here in America, and then brought Cal into it. Cal brought JL into it. You know, and JL kind of had his thing with over at Spy Athletics here about 2-3 months ago in July. So I went down and took that. You know, for me, I think in what I do in chiropractic, there's always been kind of a gap, you know, with actually, you know, identifying a problem with someone. You work with a lot of athletes and you see like, hey, I got issues, you know, with hips, I have issues with shoulders and whatnot, and then we have all these corrective exercises, right? And just sometimes just doesn't seem like we're getting anywhere with it. So this was actually something I've been looking into, trying to fit that need, trying to fill that gap, and so basically this is kind of the solution for it. So we're actually trying to reset some of these compensations, reset the nervous system to allow these compensations to normalize. Basically get you out of sympathetic state, get you into a parasympathetic state, and what that allows you to do is use the prime movers like you should. What happens is we go to a sympathetic type state, we're in fight or flight, so pretty common stuff there. And then fight or flight then kind of dictates in the chronic setting that we use some of the accessory movers when we do a hip flexion, hip extension, whichever or. And typically what happens then is you shut off the prime movers, and then you have dysfunctional movement at any individual joint. So what we're trying to do here is put you back into that parasympathetic state, restore that normal motion, make you more efficient, more explosive athlete.
All right. Cool. Well, do you have anything else you want to say about it, or just get right into it?
No, we can roll through it. So just a little background. Then we had you down in Memphis 2 weeks ago. So we ran through the whole protocol there 2 weeks ago, and basically got you going. I think we had you pretty much set. We identified a couple different issues with that left hip, and I believe with the foot kind of leading towards that. So got you going. I mean, how did you feel in your competition, I guess?
I felt great. I did really pretty well, and the deadlift, I pulled 6 reps with 655, and I didn't even think I was going to pull 1 rep, so it definitely helped a lot.
Gotcha. All right, yeah. So let's just go through it and get going. All right. So the goal, what we're trying to find out here, everything we're going to do here in analysis mindset, is we're going to try to find out are his prime movers working the way we want them to work. So if I try to flex the hip, is the hip actually doing the flexion through the psoas, or is it getting it through an accessory muscle? So we just kind of go through, and that's part of our analysis. All we're really concerned with right now is trying to find out, is he producing force correctly using the hip flexor versus using it in a different compensation pattern. So we're going to get him up here, basically find out, is he strong or is he weak? So you're going to hold as hard as you can. I'm going to push you down. So as we can see, that's pretty weak. You should be able to have By the time we get done with him, this is his problem side. He's had some issues with that left hip. This is the one that's been bothering him in the deadlifting. But by the time we get done, we should have a pretty strong contraction here. He does actually have a compensation. We kind of knew this going into it. Again, we already worked on him once. This usually takes about, what I've seen, about 2 to 3 times for me to really get fired up, everything back to normal. So he actually is using, to get hip flexion, he's actually compensating using his foot to kind of drive that moment. So when I actually can get him strong at this moment, what I'm doing is he will contract that foot to help him strong. So he's strong there, but if I come back, relax that foot, hold, he's now weak again. So he's compensating here in this this foot, and that's on both sides. So what we're gonna do is we're gonna kind of go through here, balance out the nervous system. We're gonna work on some breathing, work through all that, kind of stimulate that vagus nerve here, and then get him in more of a normal function. Move through it and see if we can't get him normalized here.
Sacrificing the price, my life, living like a fingertip. Sometimes I fall, I slip. Yeah, I walk for desire, being more like you. Try not to put your fire with the things I like. Be like.
So we ran through a little bit of the wake-up points here that we got going on, and so far we've had some pretty good responses, kind of what we expected here. I'll kind of show you the difference. So remember before, that was before, so here looking after, go ahead and hold, only push it down. Okay, so he's definitely stronger. We look at this being kind of like a 0 out of 10 scale. He's probably about an 8 right now. So that was just with a little bit of stimulation. We're going to go back in and we're going to actually get him up to a 10. But we pretty much went from like a 1 or a 2 already to an 8, and it took us about 2-3 minutes to do that.
Like leaving breadcrumbs all when I stray. Yeah, but I'm sacrificing the price, my life, living like a fingertip. Sometimes I fall, I slip. Yeah, I walk for desire, being more like you. Try not to put your fire with the things I like. Be like.
So we got Zach worked up here today. So we got everything moving, everything working the way we wanted to do it. Got him back to that parasympathetic state. So again, we're looking at trying to make sure that those prime movers are the ones that are doing the job and not his accessory movement. So he's actually about ready to go train here soon, and he should be in a good state for that. This is a really good thing that we'd like to run on people actually before they train. So this is not something like, this isn't like stretching where you worry about that post-stretching point of laxity or that acute instability that you get from stretching or anything. This is 100% towards trying to get him functioning properly, get him moving properly, and get him to be a more explosive, more efficient athlete. So just kind of trying to throw some key points out here. So basically we're looking at this in kind of a performance mindset. So the big goal here is again about efficiency and about performance. So this is going to be something great for a lot of strength coaches. I use it, as a chiropractor I use it, but This is really going to be great for strength coaches. You've got clients that, maybe you're trying to tell them to do something, you're trying to get your cues through. This is something that may actually end up helping them. And you got to think about this. This is almost at the subconscious level. You can basically tell someone to do an action all day long, but if they're not, in that state that they can actually fire that prime mover, you're going to have issues with it. So it doesn't matter how much he wants to fire his glute. If he's not in that neurological state that he can actively fire that glute, he's not going to be able to do it. So no matter what kind of corrective exercise you want to do on that, you're not going to get that glute to fire, and this gets it going right away. So that's kind of something I've seen with it that I think is a really big benefit. We got a lot of guys over at MBS where I work out of, MBS Fitness, that we're getting people to do this before their warm-ups and before their workouts and everything, just to make sure they're moving well and moving efficiently. So we've had some pretty good luck with it.
It works really well. It definitely is worth checking out. Where can people find out more about?
So currently, this technique again is reflexive performance reset. You can go in, I believe it's just underneath reflexiveperformancereset.com, but just go ahead and Google it. You should be able to find it there. There's a lot of progression that's going to happen over, I think, the next couple months, maybe up to 6-8 months, whatever it is. But basically, what we're going to try to do is got a couple seminars around where you can kind of go like I did, learn how to do some of this stuff. Again, very important for coaches, in the strength community to kind of, if you need to get your clients where they need to be, this is kind of that last missing step for that, to make sure they're doing what you want them to do. So Reflexive Performance Reset is a good way to find it. Like I said, we'll be pushing that content hopefully more through different means to get you guys more information, and get you guys educated about what's going on and how you can kind of get a hold of this stuff. So with that, I think we're pretty set to go.
Yeah.
We're ready to rock.
Yeah, I'm feeling good. I can definitely feel a difference in just how my body feels after that. I can feel like my muscles are there. But sometimes you don't even think about your hamstrings. You just kind of forget that they're there. And now it's I feel almost fuller. Yeah, it's kind of weird. Yeah,
the biggest for me personally, after I got done doing this seminar here in July, I'm running more hypertrophy programming back at MBS, and I instantly came back, and I'd always had an issue with pec contraction during even any kind of pec isolation movement, and literally on the first set, on the very first set of a warm-up weight, it was just a full instant contraction in the chest I'd never felt before. It was just kind of holy crap, But yeah, that's kind of like what you're saying. I think a lot of people notice that right away, especially from a bodybuilding aspect. We are focusing on that. A lot of bodybuilders that I worked on with this have been like, man, I get done, I just feel every single thing exactly where I want to put that tension, that strain. It's going right there where I need it to be. So definitely you realize where your muscles are pretty quick from this.
Yeah, no, that's great. I definitely think this is going to be the next thing that's going to get athletes that higher level. A lot of people just kind of push through me personally, you push through compensation for so long, then they finally start to rear their head and it hurts. So now being able to wake those muscles up and get rid of those compensations, it's definitely going to help, I think.
Absolutely.
You have anything else you want to talk about, or?
I think that pretty much covers it. Again, you just kind of check it out, stay tuned, kind of get as much information as we can out.
All right, awesome. Well, thanks, Dr. Tyrel Detweiler, and thanks for watching Finding Strength. And I hope to bring more of this stuff to you in the future.